Guys, Dan Hendriksen here. We are at St.Mellion Golf Club again today, and we are down with my brother Paul. We're going to play the back nine here at St.Mellion. We're going to play a little match play. This will be a three-part series, part of the series moving us to the English Open European Tour event in what is now probably only 3 weeks away. So match play, me against my brother. Let's see how we get on. Right, how is your practice going?
It's not going bad.
Yeah, you going all right? You managing to get out and play a few?
Yeah, the weather hasn't been great recently.
No,
so
it hasn't at all. It's been quite windy.
Holding us back a little bit, but yeah, I've been trying to get as much in as possible.
Yeah.
Don't want to overdo it though.
No, yeah, I don't think you can ever overdo it, can you?
No.
So we're going to play a little bit of match play today. Even though last time we were down here, we did actually play a little bit of match play, which the result was you basically won. Mm-hmm. My focus is going to be on playing this match against you today, though.
Right. Okay.
All right. So I'm really in it.
Yep.
I'm up for this.
Yep.
We're going to play a three-part series.
Yep.
We're going to do scratch match play. Okay. But I want to talk to you. Yeah, you're not giving me any shots. Yeah. But I want you to sort of talk us through how you're sort of seeing shots, how you're playing shots, so we can all get an idea on what's kind of going through your head. So basically, where you would normally think on the golf course in your own mind and all that, I actually want you to think and talk at the same time and tell everybody what's going on up there, and I'll be there to help you out in the background. All right?
That's good. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Right, you have the honour. Tough tee shot to get us going. 10th hole here, 450 yards. I think my Bushnell GPS is telling us. So very tight, isn't it? We're off the back tees today. So, but tight. Starter outer, obviously this would be the 10th, so you'd be well into your round by now.
You'd be nicely warmed up by now.
Yeah. What are you thinking down here?
It's tough. We're really elevated.
Yeah.
We've got trees on the right, which are on the edge of the fairway at about, I think it's about 250 to get to them. Yeah. So to get over them, it's a good smack. We got wind off the right, probably 2 club wind today. Yeah. So we got on the bank left. You've probably got half the bank you can use, and then the other half it's just pure long grass. So you're not bouncing off there, are you? No. So where's your start position? What are you trying to do? I think today with the wind off the right, I think you'd be looking at starting at the trees on the right and just hoping it turns over. So the big tree in the middle, I always think that's the big tree in the middle of the fairway, but it's not. It's on the right edge of the fairway, really, isn't it? Yeah. And I think you've got to accept that if it stays straight and you don't quite catch one, you're going to clip the tree. But in theory should fall down and be okay. I don't think you want to be going left of them, because if that wind gets them today and you end up turning it into the bank off the, you could be lost ball. So so let's see how we get on. What are we playing for anyway? Beer? Couple of quid. Beer? Couple of quid. If the bar's open, we'll play for a beer. We'll play for a beer. Alright. I always like a couple of quid, you know. Can't buy a beer for that now. No, you can't. No. Definitely not. Pretty much spot on. Absolutely spot on, I think, down there. Not sure we're seeing that. There you go. There it is. There it is. Straight down the middle there. That pretty much did exactly what we thought it would do, or what you thought it would do. It doesn't normally go to plan. I'd be quite a happy caddy if you'd just done that. All right. Yeah. So I'm the same as you, exactly the same, at that tree in the middle or on the right edge there, and then just try and work it off there down to the middle of the fairway. Started it slightly further left than you. Is that the friendly part of the bank there, Paul? Or it is? Oh, you get away with that, did you? Fine, absolutely fine there, isn't it? Brings back the good old days, eh? .146 on the slope. What's the exact yardage?
It's 156, or 154 down 8.
Okay.
So 146. Coming out of a slight fluffy lie out of this semi-rough with a bit of wet dew grass.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to pop on me a little bit. I think I'm going to get a little bit of a flyer. So I'm going to go with 9 iron.
Yep.
And I'm not really, I'm going to almost like, I'm trying to hit a little fade, but I'm going to start it maybe just on the flag and then let it drift to the middle of the green.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want to be firing at that flag because there's not a lot of green behind it. Let's just see how we get on. See how that's come out, so hot.
This looked like it jumped to me.
Come down. I mean, that kind of, it was about the right shot really there. Got a little flyer.
It did look like it jumped.
My number with that yardage. Okay, better drive, more middle of the fairway for you. I think mine was the right shot, would you say?
You've hit a good shot there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really want to be going at the flag because there's obviously a massive swale behind that pin, which is like, you're kind of dead there, aren't you?
Yeah.
But there is water down the right hand side, which is obviously can be a bit of an issue, so I needed to sort of land between flag and water, which is kind of where I got it.
Yeah, you're in good spot there.
Okay, what have you got?
I got 136 playing 130 with the slope.
Okay.
We've got thing that's jumping out here is obviously there's water right.
Yeah.
I think there's a 9-yard difference between the front of the water and the pin, so I've got 9 yards to play with there if I push one.
Yeah.
Wind is off the right. You don't want to miss it left as well because the pin is cut on the left, so you'd end up short-siding yourself. So I'm going to kind of start it just inside your ball there on the right.
Yeah.
And just try and leave it pin eye just right of the stick really.
Okay.
We've got 130 is normally a pitching wedge for me, but there's a bit of wind off the right and I don't trust sending up too high with a pitching wedge, so I'm going to just hit a little 9 in here.
Okay.
And just try and take a bit off it.
Like that. That's straight at my ball there really, isn't it? Yeah, good for yardage, maybe a little bit past pin high, but pretty good.
Enough off that, yeah.
Was that kind of exactly what you kind of had in mind?
Yeah, that's where I was aiming it at. I've probably cut it against,
held it up against the wind a little bit.
Too much, and it's just held its line rather than turning over left. And
but are you? I mean, you're a good 30 foot away there. Are you? Are you happy with that on the first hole of the day? Is that kind of?
Actually, I'll take that because the swing doesn't feel great at the moment because I haven't really warmed up properly. But
right.
I think that was a miscalculation on the wind more than anything affecting it, and I just didn't quite take enough off. Also, we've got a bit of damp on the fairways here, so it may have jumped a little bit on the water. Yeah, I think. Well,
but are you kind of thinking, you know, like first hole?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think, oh, I'll just get through the first couple of holes and I'm settle in a bit. Are you thinking like that, or are you? I mean, you really need to get going out the blocks, don't you?
I think people do think like that, but I don't think you should, because I think if you warm up correctly, you should be good to go on the first tee. Really, there's no, you know, even if you just went and played a few holes on the range or something just to simulate the first few holes, I think that could help. But I think everyone does have that problem, but I think you should prepare better to not have that issue.
So working our way down to the green, I mean, this is absolutely stunning, and this is what St.Mellion's all about really. It's pure beauty. But two decent positions there. There's mine just on the front here and Paul a little bit further at the back. So I get lots of questions about green reading and bits and pieces like that. You can see Paul kind of stalking his way around. Gone behind the hole, he's just working. You're kind of looking at all the slopes, aren't you, Paul?
Yep. It's about a 45-foot putt, this.
Yeah.
And you've got there's a bit of a ridge halfway along.
Okay.
And also you've got a slope coming off from the right as well.
So you're looking quite a way around the flag, aren't you? You're not necessarily looking directly down the line. You're looking at different breaks from around different positions.
I always like to go from the side, so where your ball is there.
Yeah.
I always like to look from there.
Yeah.
Because everyone reads the line of a putt, but no one ever really reads the speed. And I think if you go to the side of a putt, you will always get a great idea of its uphill, downhill, and how much uphill and downhill, and that's where you read in the speed.
Right. Okay, let's see it then. We'll talk about what he just did there with his fingers in a moment at some stage as we gather on round the round. Okay, reading it?
I'm going to probably give it around 3 to 4 foot right, I think.
3 to 4 foot right?
Yeah.
Focusing on the speed more so?
Yeah, yeah. I think you don't really want to think about speed, it's just something you just want to feel. So
okay.
I think just trying to get this 3 to 4 foot right.
Yeah.
We'll just see if I have got the right speed.
Cool, that's another new putter you've got there. Have I seen this one for a while? This is a
been in the museum again.
Museum, coming out of the museum again. Yeah, it's a very good putt. A little bit past. A little bit
hard, but it's
a little bit past, but it just kept rolling nicely, didn't it? Good roll.
The line was correct, but it was just maybe a fraction hard, but I'll take that.
I thought you started that a bit right to start with, you know, it came back nicely. Okay. So I kind of read a little bit into your putt there.
Yep.
So I could see obviously as yours worked around from the right, now I kind of see that mine is slightly uphill because of what I saw from your putt.
Okay, yeah.
Just a fraction uphill from coming down towards this water here.
Yeah.
And again, all swinging off that bank up the top there, so it's all swinging off the right hand side. So I'm giving this a good couple of feet outside the right hand side there. Swing it in.
It's pretty good.
I think I'll probably get that.
I think you can have that. It's a friendly game.
Okay, are you reading the ball as it goes past the cup from the first putt?
Yeah.
Are you reading that, using that to your advantage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people, if they miss a putt, they usually turn their head in disgust and take their eyes off what it's done. But I think the advantage of hitting the putt past the hole is that it's giving you the read on the way back. So you can get a sneaky little, you know, insight as to what it's going to do from keeping your eyes open when it goes past the hole. So in theory, I read that it should be, I'm thinking left half really here.
Yeah.
It's not given, no?
No. Right,
okay.
No, not this early in the round. And it's interesting, you know, in match play, I tend to not give early.
No.
Start giving a few maybe mid-round.
Yeah.
And then not give at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of my strategy with my match play game.
Okay.
And I just think, you know, in 3 weeks you've got to be knocking these in for fun, you know, when you're going to be all nice and positive.
I'll give you these on tour, yeah?
No, don't give you these on tour. Good putt, solid. Left half, pretty firm up the hill. It's a nice solid putt. You take a 4 all day long.
Absolutely.
All square.
It's not an easy hole. So.
No. Got to be St.Mellion's signature hole. This is it, isn't it?
Yeah. This is well,
11th hole. What's it playing on from this tee?
It's I've just picked up. We were off slightly forward tee here.
Yeah.
And we are
getting a sloping as well.
Yeah. We got 175 playing 162.
175 playing 162, all over water.
Yeah.
All the way over into that beautifully positioned green. Right, what are you going to hit?
Don't know. We're straight into wind.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering whether it's the slope is negating the wind. So we could be around 175. I'm probably going to hit 180 just to be safe.
Yeah, better off being slightly long. There's a bit of a bank behind that pin as well to help us a bit.
So a nice 6-iron for me. My 6-iron carries about 179. So in theory, my maths are correct.
Yeah, that would be handy.
Yeah,
that would be handy. It's my maths that have got to be correct in a couple of weeks.
One of these just to try and take the spin off it as well.
Okay.
So it won't rise up with flight.
Yeah, I like that.
And I think also you got the water cuts in on the left. It goes further on. So if you're missing this pin high left, you could be water.
Yeah,
so you want to be.
Water is pin high left, isn't it?
You want to be kind of taking it over the bunker, really, just right side of the pin.
Okay. Cool, that is low. It's taken a lot of...
Ooh, a bit long.
Is that long up in the bank?
A bit long, that.
Is it? I think, do you know the wind kind of, at that height, I'm not sure there's much wind there. Yeah. Like you took a bit off of that, I suppose on purpose, just to knock it down a little bit, take a bit of speed off, take the spin off, but that just, it didn't seem to want to do anything in that wind.
I think if you zoom in on the flag, what you'll see is that there's no wind affecting the down by the green.
That flag is just not, it's not even moving
Feel it here,
at all, and I think that because you've hit it so low, it's probably just not stalled it enough for you. So based on what you've done there, Paul, I'm going to go with 7.
Okay.
I like that shape of shot that you're hitting there though. I like that vision of it being a little bit lower. Yeah. Take a bit off of it. Yeah. Take the spin off of it.
Slightly higher, that one.
You see that stalling it now on the wind? Yeah, you see that? That's front bunker.
Is it?
Just that little bit higher made that ball kind of just stall up on me.
Yeah.
So I like your flight more than that one, to be honest.
You sometimes get that if you're in between clubs and you go for you try and hit the lower one harder. Yeah. It will spin more, and then if you try and you go up a club and you try and hit it softer, so it's very difficult sometimes to get that in between shot. You've plugged it there as well.
Well, it is a little unfortunate that, but I'm not too concerned because I'm off a slight upslope and I've got loads of green to work with. Okay. So I'm kind of just thinking I'm going to thump into this. I know it's going to come out pretty dead, but going to release when it gets down on the green. So
you close the face or you play it open?
I play it pretty straight faced, So I keep the face nice and closed, and then I kind of thump down. I don't necessarily try and release it out. Yep. And then I just pop it out onto the front and try and let it just release down naturally to the flag, really, and come out with no real spin on it. Bit far, it's gone a bit far. Luckily, I mean, that's a bit of luck there, but it was lucky that it was quite firm under the ball, so there wasn't lots and lots of sand, so it wasn't a massive plugged ball. So I actually had a bit of control on it when it came out, but that was a bit lucky.
So that's pretty good, 3 foot?
Yeah, I'll take that.
It's probably the length you just didn't give to me earlier, so...
Yeah, you'll probably be seeing that,
I could be seeing that one in.
Paul's ball there, very popular spot here for this hole for lots of golfers, and it's not a bad little bailout, but it is a tough up and down from here because you've got a bit of work here, haven't you? What have you got?
This is not ideal. It's it's a good lie, so it's half a chance, but it's all uphill up to this point here. Yeah. And then from here it's all downhill. So I got to make a decision where I land this, and I think based on a good lie, I think the safest shot is to land it on top and try and hold it and get it to just trickle down past your marker. Yeah. I think if I start landing it around here, there's so much contour here, it's kicking it left so much, it's going to be difficult. And I think also when you're in, it's quite thick rough, and I think when you're in thick rough you want to be hitting the shot as hard as you can, so the most lofted club, so the grass isn't going to snag. So
and from a caddying point of view, if we're chatting in the tournament here, I'm going by what you said there earlier about maybe getting it past the pin, and you can then see how the ball's reacting. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? Like I see so many people try and be really cute out of this lie and then leave it way short, and then they're left with a really hard downhill putt. Yeah. I think you just get, even if you end up 5-10 foot past, at least you're giving you a read of what's kind of coming back up the hill. Yeah,
it is a tough shot, and it's one of those things. Sometimes if you bail out too much on a shot, trying to avoid the water, you do make things a lot more difficult for yourself. So
yes,
it's a well designed hole.
I think we can say that all the way around this golf course, can't we? Lots of little subtle bailouts and things like that you've got to be so careful of. Opening the face up on the 58. Yeah. Gone high, he's thrown it. A little bit. You've got a nice bit of zap on that though. It grabbed, as soon as it landed it grabbed, and I know you kind of threw it probably a bit far. Yep. So it jumped out of that lie again, coming out of a little bit of a wet lie.
It was a bit wet. You can see on the face there, it was
yeah,
the ball's quite wet.
Bit of water on there.
You can feel that, and I think, but it's one of those shots that I've probably got 6 foot for par. So, and you could have easily left it down here, and you could have duffed it and done whatever. So yeah, it's probably the safe shot to play, that one.
Got a new ball marker come through.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen it?
What have you got now? What is it?
It's one of those like special team Titleist ones.
Ah. You're in the team?
I'm in the team. I'm part of the team. I'm sure it won't actually last this full 9 holes because I think you'll probably steal it.
Do I get it if I beat you?
I'm not playing for that. No way. No way. Right.
Okay.
What are you thinking now?
Right. I watched it go past as the chip went past the hole.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of right to left.
Yeah.
As it came over, so that means this would be a bit left to right. So I've got it kind of like left lip, left half, depending on the pace I go with.
Yeah. Slightly uphill, so you've left yourself a nice uphill.
Yeah. It's good. I'm just not 100% sure if it's going to break at all, but I'm going to go left, sort of left half. And see how that leads.
Left lip, left half.
Probably left lip.
Again, and that just depends on your pace.
Yeah, I think soft. You maybe even be able to go slightly outside if you went very soft, but I think medium pace, left lip should be.
Medium pace, left lip. Okay.
In theory.
Let's get in there nice and tight onto that stroke, shall we? See what that's looking like. Do you know that barely moved?
Pulled it.
Do you think you pulled it?
Maybe.
I mean, if anything, I'd have to re-look at that footage, but that kind of, if anything, moved a little bit.
Did it go the other way?
Almost the other way.
Yeah.
3 foot. I don't see a lot in it, to be honest, Paul.
Right.
I think there's a bit of dew on the green, which is kind of, and like looking at the way your ball reacted.
Yeah.
I might look at it as maybe just right of centre, but I don't see it pretty much straight in there, to be honest. Right.
Ooh.
That went left very quickly, that.
Did it? It's kind of what I was seeing from the other side, but it's kind of what I was seeing from the other side.
Did you? Now thinking about like your shot that came down, it did move a bit, didn't it? But that's moved quite a way off the face there, left. Yeah.
And again, that's why we don't give them.
Put that in, that one.
That's why we don't give them, eh?
Still all square.
Yeah.
Probably my most, happiest hole.
Okay.
Happy but unhappy.
Yeah.
Because I'm nervous standing here now, looking at that fairway, or trying to look at that fairway. But it is the most stunning par 5 I think I've played anywhere in the world.
It's up there, definitely.
Oh,
it's
so good.
Especially when you look from here, it's just so narrow. Trees either side. You've got thick rough on the left now.
Yeah.
There's a creek or a brook runs down on the right.
Yeah.
And it's just like this all the way down to the green.
Yeah.
So it's really tough. It's playing 540 today.
Yeah.
You've got, for me, I could hit driver, and it's going to leave me maybe a forward in.
Yeah.
But the green is so punishing that I don't think it's worth the risk.
Going for it in 2.
No, I'd almost not want to hit driver because I'd be too tempted to have a go.
Right.
I think I've got more chance of making birdies on this.
Relying on your wedges in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if I was to play it a few times, I'd be more likely to make birdie that way. So
you've got 3 wood in hand.
I've got forward.
Forward.
So it's my go-to club when I get a hole I don't like the look of the tee shot.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to leave this down there, maybe hit it 240 or something, and then hit an iron down and then wedge it in.
Okay.
Try and make birdie that way.
Right. Go for it. Oh, yeah, perfect. Absolutely spot on. Is that kind of your vision of what you thought about?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Take that shot?
Yeah.
Absolutely spot on. Great flight.
Thank you. You've got driver out?
I have, because the way this hole shapes, like the trees coming around, it creates this kind of that action there.
Yeah.
And all I see is a fade down here.
Okay.
So I tend to be able to fade this driver quite nicely, so I can start it. I'll hit it probably a little bit lower than I would normally. start it down the left at the tree line.
Yeah.
And then let it move back to the centre of the fairway.
Okay.
That's kind of my thought,
remember,
especially
we've got
with the wind slightly into as well today.
Wind's a bit off the right as well, so just be aware of that.
Yeah. But I do like that. That shape. As soon as I see trees that give me that sort of idea of a line, I try and work with it.
Nice.
Like that, really.
Very nice.
Coming back, keep coming back. Yeah, I think that would probably work.
What have we got? Good line here, just up the left-hand side of the fairway. Yep. Mine's just, what, 20 paces on, maybe just up in the semi-rough there. It's a pretty good spot as well.
Yep.
So what are you thinking? What yardage have you zapped there?
I think it's about, it's 290, 300.
Yeah.
I think nearer 300.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and knock something down there, 190 to 200.
Yeah.
Leave myself around about 100 in.
Okay.
There's a collar of rough that I've just zapped on the left, which juts out about 190. So just want to keep it just right at that. And that should leave me a nice wedge. You don't want to go too far down the right here because there is a tree that overhangs the green.
Yeah,
so anything too far right is going to make your next shot a bit more.
The lie is kind of, it's sat in a small, I would say like a very old drain where they've done some drainage works down here. Like that, it's not a problem, it's a nice lie, but that's obviously, you're not going to have the perfect flat lie there. What are you thinking off that lie?
Well, I would have probably hit 4-iron and tried to get it down a little bit further, but with that lie, I'm going to try and put it back in my stance a little bit and try and hit down on it just to make sure I get all of the golf ball.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit a 5 and just try and hit a low one down there and just get it running on the fairway rather than sending it up too high.
So that lie there, that you were thinking about that, as soon as you saw that lie there, you were starting to sort of analyse that pretty quickly, weren't you?
Yeah, I think you just got to know your limitations of what you can do.
Nice driller straight down there. Absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Perfect, right down the centre stripe there for that. Pretty much hit what he wanted to do. So then, nice drive just down the left semi.
Yeah, this is kind of a normal spot for me down here when I play down this hole.
Yeah.
288 yards, playing 270, so slightly into the wind.
Okay.
And I'm basically going to do the same as you.
Yeah.
Really, I'm trying to lay it up into a position where I leave myself about 100 yards is what I want.
Yeah.
So 100 yards is a nice sort of knockdown shot that I can get low because the pin's at the back.
Yeah.
I can then sort of chase a ball up rather than throwing it all the way back there.
Okay.
So if I can put it down at 177, which is about a 6-iron for me.
Okay.
I'm not trying to necessarily go in low here. I'm going to just off this lie. It's going to be hard to keep it down.
Okay.
So
ball slightly below your feet, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to start it. There's a yellow marker up there, just short of the green on the left.
Okay.
I'm trying to kind of bring it down on that, which is kind of right by where your ball is, really.
Ooh, just turned it over a little bit.
Come down. That might be thick up there.
Did it reach the thick stuff?
No, I think it's gone beyond it. It's up by the tree up there on the left. That's just completely flipped over as it's come through there.
Yeah. Do you want to hit another?
Good shot. I think I might need to.
Yeah. Very provisional.
Yeah.
I think what you find, Dan, as well, sometimes when ball's below your feet, your legs can stop working as much.
Yeah, absolutely. Your hips stop turning.
Yeah.
And then you can get it flipping.
Yeah.
So you've really got to work. I didn't think there was that much of a slope, but I think you're right. I'm going to really try and hit a hard cut now off this lie.
Okay.
Try and hold it.
That's better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But I had to really work on that slope there.
Yeah.
Still hugging the left rough, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
You know you haven't got it now. Okay, that's 1 minute, 1 minute 51.
Why do I always find Callaway balls? Like, #1 lost ball, isn't it? Ow.
Right, we got 116.
Yep.
Which is pretty much a perfect 52 for me.
Yeah.
But there's a ridge just short of the pin here. The pin's at the back.
Run it up, ready. I mean, are you going all the way up the back there? Or
I think if I hit
a bit of wind into now, isn't there?
It feels it. I don't think it is. I think it's just funneling up these trees. But I think the wind is mostly off the right.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hit the 52 because if I hit that in and land it pin high, I just got visions of it spinning back off that front that ridge there. So I'm probably going to hit a little pitching wedge.
Yeah.
And just take a bit off it.
Right.
That'll stop it spinning back off that ridge in theory.
Got to ask this question because obviously I'm in trouble now. I'm going to be playing my 5th shot into this green because I've lost that golf ball.
Yeah.
How are you thinking now in this situation going up against me? Are you obviously you've got complete control of this hole.
Yeah.
Do you take your foot off the gas and just breeze in a par, or are you still going for it to, you know, to make your birdie and move on?
It depends if you're playing match play or stroke play.
Yeah.
I think if it's match play and you're 2 shots, you know, if you make a 5 here, you're job done. So I think you'd leave it short of the pin, leave yourself 2 putts and move on.
Yeah.
I think if you're playing stroke play, then I don't think you need to be getting
worried about what anybody else is doing.
Yes.
You're focusing on purely you against the golf course. Yeah. Ignore what I'm doing over there looking for my ball.
Absolutely.
And just crack on. Yeah, started out to the right hand side, just coming in, is it? Yeah, good for length, nice and pin high there.
Just thought
executed that quite nicely. You thought that was going to draw in a little bit more.
I mean, I generally play a draw anyway, but I thought the wind was going to move it right a bit more than that, and it's not really done a lot to it.
It's not done anything. It's just gone straight there, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a safe play. Hit it to the fattest part of the green, which is the safest spot, really, isn't it?
It's pin high, so it's probably 20 foot.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's okay.
So 5th shot. 5th shot. 92 yards on the slope. 95 playing 92.
Yeah.
That's only 3 yards. That's quite a bit downhill, isn't it?
It's a little bit there, yeah.
So I'm going to hit out of that. I'm going to come in 54. I'm going to come in just slightly lower.
Okay.
Try and just skip it up that ridge that you talked about earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to put it slightly in the back of the foot. 3/4 kind of keep it low.
Okay.
Is my thought. Get up a bit then. Go on, up you go. Pretty much like that.
Take that.
That is the shot, isn't it? Land it just at the bottom of that ridge and let it pop up.
Yeah. Very nice.
Big potential swing here, or it could go the other way a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I've got a chance to kind of recover myself a little bit.
Yeah. I got this slightly off the right.
Yeah.
It's probably a fraction downhill, if anything. You may be pretty flat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably 20 foot.
20 foot. How much swing are you giving it?
I don't know. I'm going to give it. I tried to do a bit of aim point.
I was going to say, what are you doing with your fingers? Because people are going to ask.
Well,
aim point. You're using it as percentages, aren't you?
Yeah, it's percentage.
So you work out the percentage of the slope.
I've probably got this maybe
one finger outside that point.
So it's maybe 1% of slope from right to left. So I'm going to give it.
We're not going to do a video on aim point right now because that could take a while. Yeah. So if you do want to go and see aim point, have a little go into the search engine, type it into YouTube, and someone will be explaining it to you. Maybe Paul can do a little video on it one day for you all.
So I'm going to give this maybe a couple inches outside right.
Yeah.
Around there.
Okay.
Pulled it.
You pull that, or did it just move a bit on you?
Yeah. I think that started left straight away.
Started left straight away, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For that?
Yeah, pick that up.
Such a dangerous hole.
Yeah.
Whichever way you look at it, however, even if you're trying to lay up on this particular hole, it's just so dangerous. So much asking all the questions all the way down this hole. It's just makes it such a good hole, you know.
I think it's good for a par 5 that you've got so much trouble, because I think they always get looked at as a potential birdie hole. So I think
agree.
It's one of those par 5s that
I've got this just on the right edge.
Okay.
Just on the right edge, and let it just move off there, I think.
Didn't move.
Didn't move at all, did it?
Didn't move at all. I think you probably started it 1 to 2 inches outside right, and it just held dead straight.
Just barely moved that.
Oh dear, that's a 7.
Dear. That's a double.
That's a 7.
doubles are not what I like to keep on the card.
No.